Alrighty folks, this is Lurch from IreLAN Gaming and welcome back to another episode of From the Depths. I am here with Ruger. Say hello, Ruger.
Hello.
And we are here to show you one of his dastardly creations. This is the Mega Gatling Cannon. It is a horrible, evil piece of work, and he's going to show you how to build one and the entire design principles that go through actually building one of these things. So, you get to see what's in this box, and then you get to look. Dragons. There's, well, based on what I've seen this thing doing, I well believe that, because everyone knows dragons are cool. So we are going to move on and have a look at some of the other examples, and we have some things down there, you can see them, that we're going to show off now in a second. So stay tuned, and we will move on to the next platform. Okay, so we're here on his second demonstration platform, and you can now see the insides of the magic box. Sorry, it's not dragons. Instead, we have a naked cannon. Put some clothes on, dirty bitch. But, we also, over here, have an exploded view of the cannon. So this is all the cannon parts laid out in a certain way, and Ruger is going to tell you why you do this and how beneficial it can be to your cannons. So, off you go.
Well, right. It's a little design process I like to do before I make a turret. I like to concept what I want from the cannon. So in this example here, I wanted the biggest Gatling gun possible.
Yeah, well, this look at those barrels. I mean, look at those barrels.
Yeah, so this is 6 150 mils again. That's just because 150 mil is the max you'll get out of 8 gauges. Now 8 gauges is the max gauge you can put on any cannon, and the max barrels you can get with that, or the max gauge for 6 barrels is 150 mil.
And so, it's still a massive, massive cannon.
So that's still like modern tank cannon size, like so.
Yeah, I mean,
huge.
They look small compared to like 500 mil, but 500 mil are almost unreasonably large. I mean, the Yamato cannon, which is like off the Yamato gunship, has like a 480 millimeter diameter. It's still smaller. I mean, it's crazy.
All right, so what I do is I normally come off to one side here and I put on the max gauges, and then I put on just a load of coolers. This means I'll get a nice really short cool down time, and then on the other side, I will start adding the autoloaders. So in this instance, I want refire, lots and lots of refire, because you want to shoot these bullets out as fast as possible. So that means belt feeders all the way.
Yeah, belt feeders do allow you to vastly increase your rate of fire.
Are your friend. So, but belt feeders only do 1 meter. So that's where we have to go over to our shell first. So if we go over here to our little shell, we see it's a 3 block. And the reason for that is the diameter of a shell decides its length. So this is a 150 millimeter cannon. So its diameter is going to be 150 times 2, 300, and then times 3, because it's 3 blocks. So that's 900 millimeters. So that will fit inside a belt feeder.
It's a nice simple little math thingy.
Yeah, and we can also see with 3 powder that will need about 7 or 8 meter barrel. So it's fairly short.
Yeah, 7.2. That's a dinky wee barrel.
Yeah, so it's not going to poke out too far.
That's one of the big benefits of using a smaller gauge, is you can get away with a much smaller barrel. Even if the inside is covered, it's much easier to defend the inside than it is to defend your barrel.
Yeah. So now we've got our shell size and the type of loader we want. We can just cram on as many loaders as we want our refire to be. So I went for a nice casual 40 belt feeders.
Casual 40.
Yeah. Didn't want to go overboard, you know.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think the last cannon I used in the Montage had like 160 or something, so in the sub special. But that was personal though.
Right, so Well, the reason now why we have so many coolers is we can have a really low cooldown, so we can start blasting this cannon away, and we'll see if the autoloaders can keep up with the cooldown. Now, was pretty much sold on having 40 feeders. So if we just start blasting the cannon away, you can actually check the shells disappearing into the clips, and you can see how fast your loaders are keeping up.
Where can I control this from? I can't get control from the firing pin. Oh, there we go. It's because you were close by. Sorry. Firing the cannon now.
Yeah, so we can see now that our cooldown is much lower than our actual reload speed, or much higher, sorry, than our speed.
Yeah, because we're having these gaps.
So we can chop off a few of our coolers. So if I chop off 2 coolers here, it should
yeah, that's two coolers off the end there.
Yeah. So yeah,
we're still a little bit fast.
So now we've got 0.112 seconds, which is quite easy to divide into 6. So we change our firing delay now to 0.2, or 0.02 even.
And all of a sudden, oh hang on, no, we're still firing wonky.
Still a gap, okay. Fine, so let's chop off another cooler.
And our refire is now 0.13.
Now we'll just put it to 0.03.
Still having a little bit of a gap, but it's much smaller now.
Yeah, but it's keeping up with our loaders. So not much overflow on coolant compared to loaders. Now, the reason for doing this is there's no point having lots and lots of coolers and then not having the autoloaders to keep up with it, because it's wasting parts. There's no point doing it. And another thing is barrels, free coolers. Always 6 barrels if you're under 150 mil.
Yeah, there's no point using nothing else really.
Yeah, because an extra barrel costs nothing, and it can literally take away 4 or 5 coolers on a smaller, lower fire rate cannon. And it's totally free, and there's 0 drawbacks, so you should always do it.
Yeah, so gauges are sort of much more valuable than coolers in that regard. So if you just whack another load of barrels off, obviously if you're going for space conservation, if you want to keep the number of loaders down, you might want to maybe, like for example, if you're building a shotgun that only has 3 barrels and you only want to use 3 loaders, you want to keep it really small. So in that case, you're going to benefit from just having 3 barrels, you know?
Yeah. All right. Another little feature here, if you look back at the infrastructure is pretty damn big. That's because it's a belt-fed cannon, and it's a large belt-fed cannon. But you'll see all these shells are the same, and all the infrastructure is the same. You may think, Rigger, you bloody moron, what are you doing? I would say, firstly, that's pretty rude. But secondly, these won't chain react. If you put these all in one big block and it takes a hit, it'll take out your entire back end.
Blow your bum off.
Which is not nice. But shell part blocks, as you know, are volatile.
Yep, they explodify.
Not very volatile. So they can be at least one block apart from each other and not chain react. So
yeah, for example, if I grab one here and put one there and one there. Here, get your minigun out. Shoot one of those. Yeah. See? That didn't blow up the one beside it.
Yeah, so that's the safeguard. So basically, if one of these takes a hit, my cannon only goes down to 1 sec reload time. So, wee buns really.
Yeah, you can live with that.
If they were all connected together and it takes a hit, it all dies and probably takes a lot of shit with it.
Yeah, so
not so cool.
Redundancy is the key here. Try and build your cannons to last rather than just taking one shot and going up in a massive fireworks display.
And the other nice thing is I can mix rounds in easily with this as well. And because the cannon fires so quickly, it doesn't matter which inputs are which, really. So
Yeah, as long as you're jamming them into the cannon somewhere, they'll get fired at some point.
yeah, and this one also uses M tracers and good old trademarked M tracers, and it's just one out of the 40 is M's, and that's easily enough. But to keep keeps the accuracy really low. Like it's already what 0.54.
Yeah, so that'll go down to 0.25, like.
Yeah, so this thing will be pinpoint accurate out to about 2.5 kilometers, something like that. And when you're firing that many rounds, it's just evil damage.
Yeah, Dan, just a note there. I will be happy to demonstrate the evil damage in a little montage at the end, where I will blow the absolute shit out of lots of things with this crazy cannon.
And another point here is the actual shell. You may notice it's composite head and double flak. Now you may think that's strange, and you'd be right. But secondly, an interesting feature of composite heads is they automatically detonate when they hit shields.
Yep.
Don't deflect like normal heads do. They will detonate, and will detonate all of their cargo with it.
So they act like a sort of inbuilt inertial fuse, but
Yeah,
only
so
against shields.
Yeah, it's a per man's inertial fuse essentially. So this does give this massive stupid cannon a chance to break shields as well by using the damage radius of the flak to try and break the shields from the outside essentially. And it does have a pretty damn good effect for all shields that are close, like projecting pretty close. But
Yeah, as long as they're not more than a couple of meters away from the actual shield projector, you can do damage with these. Oh, just a note, I know there's a whole pile more extra sort of features and stuff here, but the infrastructure for one of these cannons is only what you see on my screen now. And you could actually probably pull that one down a wee bit. Could you get away with less inputs on that?
No.
Oh, right, no, sorry, you do have 6 per loader. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it means this thing has a firing cycle of 2 minutes max DPS, and then 1 minute 20 reload time, which is really quick.
Yeah, that's not bad for so much DACA.
And you may think, what, only 2 minutes? But seriously, when you see what this thing can do in 2 minutes, you will not be
You'll not be so sure.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, so back to the exploded view. Now that we've seen all of the parts we need here, now we've got all the stuff we need except.
Yeah, we know exactly what has to go into the cannon. We've got our parts list.
Apart from the 6-way connector, everything else here needs to go in. So this is where we go over to this wonderful template
by Maeve.
By Maeve, yeah. Guy Maeve put this up on the blueprints a few months ago, I think.
Yeah, it's on the official forums. I'll put a link to the forum post in the video description.
This was an absolute lifesaver.
I highlighted this in my whenever I was building the cannons for the Argonaut, and it's such a useful tool.
Yeah, basically when I seen this, I had to go and redesign all of my turrets again because I was wasting so much space. But so what I do is when I've got my exploded view, I go down and find a circle that I think I can fit all my junk into.
Dirty git.
And back mine,
man. Here, you've known me for a long time.
This circle here is the one I think I picked. Like, so I figured out that I could fit 20 loaders on one layer using this circle here with a bit of Tetris and a bit of gauge snaking. So if we go back to...
You can't jump up there.
Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, damn you.
Right, if we go back to the finished product here.
Yeah. This looks like a 2D platformer the way I'm looking at you now.
Yeah,
just need some Mario music.
On the finished product here, you can see at the very bottom we have we've went for the strong turret base. That's a 1-axis turret with 8 metal blocks around it. And that's always going to be the base because you can put the weapon controller right beside it and not below it, which is not nice.
And you can also rotate it within a 3x3 block. Very, very important.
Yes. And another important feature here is gauges are right dead center. Now do not want to put your gauges on the outside, because if one of those gets shot off, it will empty all of your clips, and that is bad juju. Especially for belt feeders.
Belt feeders, that'll completely rod your DPS for the next, remember, minute and a half. So
whole cannon. So you want to put those at the back or right dead center, or somewhere where it's, if it gets hit, then other stuff would have got hit, and with explodable
it's not going to matter if you get.
Won't matter. Another feature here is at the very top here. The gauge snake splits into 4 ways. So that means if it gets broke at any way, the whole cannon doesn't shut down. Only a few of the autoloaders, like the outside autoloaders in here, they won't work, but all the middle ones will, because they're all attached to the very central post. So it's little things like that will give your cannon an extra few seconds of life, to shit out more damage essentially before it's disabled. And you'll also notice all the clips are on one layer. This is a 7 block high turret essentially on their deck, and only 2 of those layers have explodables in them. So if somebody's firing a railgun or a really fast sabot round at you and it penetrates your huge outside armor, it's only got a 2 in 7 chance of actually hitting an explodable layer. It'll just cut right through otherwise.
So math peeps, remember.
So you'll see it's designed, it's got a large or a tall neck there. It's designed for double armor, or like double metal on the flat deck on the top. And then the outside, you can really cram on just layers and layers of armor to make sure this thing doesn't go pop.
I'll just jump up to the original platform here, and you see this box. Now this is basically the full profile of this turret and exactly what it will, where it'll fit, and that's with 2 layers of armor. That is too thick, and this will rotate perfectly. This is literally, this other cannon is literally that other box removed. Simple as.
Yeah. I think that's we've covered just about everything.
It's everything then, yeah. Does that mean I get to shoot stuff now?
Yes, you get to. I call this cannon the murder boner cannon, because when it's murdering things, it is boner inducing. Like,
yeah, you're gonna see that very soon. Keep your pants on, guys.
So, incoming boner inducing montage of Mega Death.
Yeah. So enjoy the montage. So I really hope you enjoyed the montage, and I hope the little tips and tricks are useful to you in sort of building your own cannons. This exploded view idea and concept is extremely useful, and if you liked Ruger's cannons in the past, they were all built using this method, so it is tried and true and works very, very effectively. So yeah, like I say, I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Any likes, favourites, subscribes, love hearing from you guys. I read every single comment and do my very best to reply to them all. So it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night for me.
As always, take it handy and have a bloody good day.